Well, kid, when I ask you about entrances to famous movie studios, what do you think of?
Universal and Paramount Studios.
Yeah, those great entrances. Everybody knows the look of the entrance to those studios. But this studio right here probably means more to us than any of those giant studios. This, folks, is the entrance to the Corriganville Movie Ranch. Now, we've got a very special tie to the Corriganville Movie Ranch. We actually recently just shot an episode at Copper Canyon Ranch in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, owned by Timothy Emery. He built that ranch after meeting William Willingham out at a place called Cane Tuck Territory, which was a Western movie ranch in Kentucky. Now, Bill Willingham had worked here at Corriganville Ranch for Ray Corrigan. He learned all the ins and outs of a movie ranch and how to build it and have the public there. So when they decided to build Cane Tuck Territory, Bill Willingham was there to help them. He told them how to do it, what Ray Corrigan taught him. And we've done several shows about Corriganville Ranch, haven't we? We've done shows about the Lone Ranger. We did a couple movies. There were over 5,000 movies and TV shows that were shot behind these gates. And the public was along for the ride because Ray Corrigan wanted to open his movie studio to the public. You could come here and watch them film Bat Masterson, McKenzie's Raiders. They shot several big movies here, and all with the public sitting and watching them do it. He had the idea of opening up the movie studio to the public long before anybody else did, 7 years before Knott's Berry Farm started letting people in. So in reality, this would have made this one of the very first theme parks in the entire country. Let's go in and take a look around. What do you think, kid? Welcome, folks, to Draw Western Theater. We're at the Corriganville Movie Ranch in Simi Valley, California, and we're going to show you around.
And now, before I tell you about next week's exciting adventure of Kit Carson, how would you like to watch Bill Williams, who plays the part of Kit Carson, practice his famous swing over mount, huh? Okay? All right, here we go.
Hi, gang.
Hi. Have a Coke. Here, have a Coke.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Boy, that's good.
Good. Sure is good, isn't it? Bill, do you think you have time to show us your swing over mount?
Well, I don't know. Oh, Senor Williams will be happy to oblige.
Oh, good.
Thanks,
Good
Bill.
Hang on to that for me. Don't lose it.
Come on, let's watch.
Get set now, boys and girls. Here comes Bill over to Apache to show you his famous swing over mount. There. Say, Bill, go back and do that in slow motion for the gang at home, will you? Now watch, boys and girls. This is Bill Williams doing his famous swing over mount in slow motion, especially for you. There, wasn't that a beauty? Smooth as smooth can be. But there's nothing slow about the way Bill Williams, Don Diamond, and all the gang head for that frosty cold Coca-Cola. And you and I understand why, too, don't we? Yes, indeed. Whenever you're looking for real refreshment, you're bound to find it in ice-cold Coca-Cola. And so we'll leave our friends still enjoying that pause that refreshes with ice-cold Coca-Cola. And now, I'll tell you about next week's exciting adventure of Kit Carson. They called the place down on the border Outlaw Paradise because there was very little order and no law, as Kit Carson discovered when he trailed a man down there, like you'll see next week.
Be sure to be with us next week at this same time for another thrilling episode in the adventures of Kit Carson, brought to you by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola.
My name is Kit Carson. Sheriff Walden sent word he'd be stopping here. Is he around?
He sure is.
Johnny!
Glad to see you, Kit. Thanks for coming. Well, El Toro, how's it going? Still breaking the ladies' hearts?
Say, for a sheriff that needs help on a big manhunt, you seem to be taking things pretty easy.
Seguro. We expect to find you with a posse of deputies ready to ride the trail.
I've already been out. I had a wonderful stroke of luck and caught the bank robber single-handed.
Great. Did he have any of the bank money with him?
Every last greenback and gold coin. Case is closed.
Oh, your father'll be mighty happy to hear about this.
Why, any father would be.
His father is senator from Plumas County. He wants Johnny to go ahead as sheriff, and then maybe he'll be governor of California someday.
No, I'll never be that high.
And why not? Public service seems to run in your family. Now, where's your prisoner?
Johnny,
Anita, how fortunate to find you here.
I beg your pardon,
When I come to Yermo, I have no idea that I meet again with the lovely Anita Vélez.
You make the mistake. I do not remember you.
But how could you forget?
Sheriff Walden, I looked everywhere for you.
Good afternoon, Miss Vélez.
It is a wonderful afternoon. All our little town is talking of the new sheriff of Plumas County.
Nothing bad, I hope. Oh, this is my friend, Kit Carson.
Senor,
How do you do, senorita?
I wish to congratulate you on catching this terrible bandido.
Well, that's very nice of you, but...
Others wish to congratulate you also. So I arranged a little party at my home.
Oh, now, wait, senorita.
Me and Guillermo do not wait. We wish to honor our sheriff who does his duty so well. Vamos?
Well, I guess I can't offend the people who voted for me.
Excuse me, senorita. I'd like to see Johnny alone for a moment.
But do not keep him too long. His friends are waiting.
It's a little chilly in here, isn't it?
How could you do this to El Toro? You make me the fool in front of my friends.
But how can I make you what you are already?
Who's your prisoner, Johnny?
Spade Bynum.
Spade Bynum. Boy, that is a haul. He's the biggest bank robber on the Pacific Coast.
Well, this little town doesn't have a jail yet, so I had to put him in my room, chained to the bed.
With the money?
They'll both be safe with you to keep an eye on them. Here, room 11.
All right, you go on to the party, Johnny. I'll keep an eye on Bynum, with pleasure.
Thanks, Kit. Toro, would you like to join us?
No, thank you very much. But I would not think of disappointing the widow Obando. It so happens that she arranges a fiesta for El Toro also.
Well, I'll give her my regards and thanks. She had her whole family vote for me.
It will be a pleasure.
Shall we go?
Something is not what it should be.
So I noticed.
At any other time, Miss Anita would faint for a smile from me.
Well, there's always the widow Obando.
So very lovely.
And so very lonely. Well, go on, Romeo. I've got some guard duty to do. Hiya, Spade.
What's it to you, Carson? You were never too interested in me when we were soldiering together.
Looks like you'd have been better off if you'd have stayed in the Army.
Oh, I'm still soldiering, but I'm fighting for me, Spade Bynum.
Doesn't that hardware kind of slow you down?
Nah, it's all in a day's work. You got a light?
Sure.
Thanks.
Anything else I can do for you?
Oh, I'm very comfortable, thanks to Sheriff Johnny Alden, the boy wonder.
He might be young in years, but he did a man's job as far as you're concerned.
That's beginner's luck. Say, is El Toro with you?
Happens he is. Why?
Well, bring him in. I could use some laughs about now.
I'm sorry, but he's catching up on his social engagements.
Oh, his social activities. Seems like the sheriff is, too. What's the matter with us, Carson? Haven't we got any friends?
Well, boys, we've stalled long enough. My girl's got the sheriff under control by now. The next thing we've got to do is get Carson away from Spade. You boys start a fight. That ought to bring him on the run. Hold it. Here comes Carson's partner. Hey, come here. Ain't you El Toro? So my friends tells me. I'm glad to know you. I'm Carl Rigby. This is Solly Farnsworth and Crooked Johnson. Hi. Would you like to have a game with me and the boys? Well, I had other plans. Yeah, you look it. All spruced up for the gal that wasn't there, huh? But she was there, senor. But the widow Obando, she was not alone. If I ever caught my gal two-timing on me, I'd shoot her. Sit down. Pardon, senor. Don't we slice them first? Not when I'm dealing, you don't.
How fast?
Pass me. Well, I opens with 2 bitches. I'll just see that and raise you. 1 card, please. Hey, you missed deal, senor. I'll take 1 myself. Hey, you play too crooked for my liking. Are you calling me a crook? Now do me the favor, senor, to return my money.
I found these 2 ganging up on Toro.
What's the deal, Toro?
A gentleman asked me to a friendly game of cards. Seguro I play. Then it turns out he's no gentleman.
Which one is he?
Senor Rigby, but I see he's wisely gone elsewhere.
Did you say Rigby?
That's the name he gave me, Carl Rigby.
He was in the army with Bynum. Keep an eye on these 2, Toro.
Look at all that money, Spade. I didn't know there was so much money in all the world.
Yeah, I've seen it before. What are you going to do about me?
I'll be back after you tonight. Beat it.
Looks like you're a little late, Sheriff. We've been robbed. Now, a smart scout like you, Carson, you ought to be able to pick that burglar up easy.
Was it Carl Rigby?
I don't know, but I can describe him. He wore a Stetson hat and a derby.
What?
Yeah, 1 for each of his 2 heads.
You've had your last chance, Bynum. Come on, Johnny, we'll pick up Rigby.
First thing you notice when you get to Corriganville is there are several structures still standing back in the woods, mostly just foundations, buildings here and there. At one time, though, of course, this was a thriving theme park and a very busy movie studio. I see a little structure standing right over here. It's probably an entrance building. I see a little structure right over there. Let's go take a look at all of them. There's a lot of different things that were in this park. Over the years, you had Sherwood Forest, you had Jungle Jim, the TV series was filmed here. Of course, Bat Masterson's, McKenzie's Raiders, Fort Apache, part of it was shot here. I could go on and on and on, kid, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So let's go take a look around. Here, Corriganville Movie Ranch on Draw Western Theater.
Jungle Jim was something?
If it didn't.
We've already talked about Ray Crash Corrigan on a couple other episodes of Draw.
And we will do another show about this legend of Hollywood soon.
But let's talk about Corriganville. When you're here, you can feel the spirits of old Hollywood. You can still kick up the dust and almost hear the sounds.
The sounds of the stagecoach, the horses, the cowboys, and the crowds.
You know, Ray Corrigan was under contract to MGM for 2 years. When that ended, he began to be hired by other studios, including Republic. He was working on a Republic picture, The Singing Vagabond, starring Gene Autry. The location of the film was the Iverson Movie Ranch.
He had some time off, so his friend came by to pick him up to go hunting.
And that friend, kid, was Clark Gable. The two of them got on horses and rode over the hill to look for a hunting ground. They rode over the mountain into the Santa Susana Pass. Now, the San Fernando Valley had been using this area as a dumping ground for the booming housing area.
But Ray saw past that and could see this was a perfect land for a new movie studio.
You know, Iverson was booked day and night. There was room for another one.
The ranch was a cattle ranch, owned by Jonathan R. Scott.
Ray met with him, and soon a deal to buy all 1,829 acres for $11,354 was struck. $1,000 down and $1,000 a month.
Ray began to clear the debris and begin construction on roads and sets right away.
He was paying for most of it by appearing in his custom gorilla costumes in several movies and shorts, but that kid, that's a whole nother story.
You've got the money?
Yeah, most of it.
Bravo. I will manage to hold back the sheriff.
Don't worry about the sheriff. The boys will take care of him. Let them have a little fun. Hold it, you two.
Sheriff Johnny! Johnny, what is all this?
I haven't time to explain. Men are under arrest.
Yeah, what for? We done nothing against the law.
Two men who haven't done anything. You were riding mighty fast.
Of course we was. Joe and me was having a little race. He bet me a new hat he could beat me out of the ranch.
Search him, kid.
No evidence.
Of course there isn't. But I can hold him for 72 hours anyway.
In a town without a jail?
Yeah, you're right. They'd only hold us up. All right, go on, finish your race. And I hope you break your necks.
They're tied in, all right.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of better leads back in town, though.
Where is Sheriff Alden?
He's out on business.
But I must see him.
Senorita, do not cross my gun.
What is all this? What have these men done?
They robbed your friend, Sheriff Johnny.
Que malos. But I must
I
find
warn you,
him.
do not block my aim.
Bynum. Oh, quit stalling.
What's the matter, Sheriff? Didn't you expect to see my smiling face?
There was ever a time in my life when I wanted to shoot a man.
Oh, now, killing me's not going to get that money back for you, and you know you're responsible to the bank for every cent of it. I know how you feel, a fine young officer. You make your first big catch, you're a hero. Everybody's shouting, hooray, hooray, and then all of a sudden, the money's gone. And all of California's laughing at poor Sheriff Johnny Alden.
Shut up. How's El Toro?
He'll be all right, except for a bump between his horns.
Oh, now, who'd want to beat up on a harmless, amusing little cuss like that?
You know the answer to that one, Bynum. Come on, Johnny, he'll keep.
You boys put your horses down in the underbrush while I put mine.
Why bother? Now that we've got the money, why don't we just move on?
Not go back tonight for Spade Bynum.
That's the idea. And a good one, don't you think?
I'm giving the orders in this outfit, Slim. And don't you forget it. We've got to keep our end of the deal with Spade. If we cross him, then he'll cross us. And we'll never be able to operate in these parts again.
Well, boys, guess we'll go back for Spade after all.
How you doing, Toro?
I'm aching of the cabeza, but I'm ready now to ride on the trail of the missing money.
There isn't any trail.
Well, we follow Anita Velez and we find one.
Why do you say that?
Because when a woman leaves El Toro for another man, there can only be one reason, and that reason is money.
What do you think, kid? I said...
Oh, please don't bother him, amigo. He's thinking.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. The best that a man can do in a case like this is a lot of guesswork.
Well, let's have it.
Well, suppose Toro is correct, and this Velez girl is tied in. What's the next move? I suppose she'll try to help Bynum make his getaway. And naturally, she'll expect to find a guard with him.
Do we take turns?
No. You and I have another job to do, Johnny. But there is a man who's good for the job. A man who understands women through and through.
That's me. We've got plenty of time, boys. Nita won't be expecting us before midnight.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get some sleep.
Oh, nice, senor. I'm trying not to get some sleep. ¿Quién es?
Una amiga. Are you not glad to see me?
No, I'm not glad to see you.
Then why did you let me in?
Because I thought you were the widow of Bando.
Ah, querido, please do not be angry with me.
I'm not angry with you. I only realized that you bring the midnight snack for the handsome sheriff, but he's not here.
But you are here. When I choose him instead of you, I make big mistake. I know it now. In North California, there is no man like El Toro.
Shut up, you two. Will you let me get some sleep?
Mal hombre, you deserve no consideration. Toro, there are things I wish to say to you. Alone. Why do you not take your food on the Galleria? Out there, the moon is shining, the mockingbirds...
I'm mocking somebody, but it's not going to be El Toro.
How can you be so cruel? You were always so tender. Do you not remember that night in Vallejo? I wear the same perfume.
The same irresistible perfume.
Come, corazón de mi corazón.
Well, only because you call me heart of your heart do I go. On second thought, maybe I better stay here with the prisoner.
I don't know what for. I couldn't have any more chains on me if I were a married man.
Your jokes are not funny. Come, we go to enjoy the moonlight. Just imagine, on a night like this, with a man like you.
All clear. Come on. to lock that window. They've been too busy riding circles. Now, come on, hurry it up.
Well, what do you think I'm doing? This is a little out of my line.
Well, Toro should be back any minute, you know.
Don't worry about him. He'll take care of that.
Well, you ought to know that.
Why did you not come with me to the Galleria? Out there the moon is shining and love is blooming.
I can see the moon from here. Besides, my soul is full of love no matter where I am. Did you hear something?
Only the beating of my heart.
Chiquita.
But you give me none of your attention. You only think of your food.
Oh, but it's so good, and you're so good to bring it to me.
Oh, Toro, how it thrills me to hear a kind word from your lips.
Where else does the word come from? I think I check on my prisoner.
¿Por qué? The prisoner is completely chained. And so is your other prisoner.
Senorita, with so many men in your life, how do you find the room for El Toro?
Because do I have to confess it? Must I say the words a girl wants to hear but cannot say herself?
I got no time for riddles.
Then I will say them. Yo te adoro.
That's got her. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's go. So you adore me? Well, so do all the widows, but they do not drag me away from my duty so a bank robber can escape.
Do you think I would do that? Your own little Nita?
Think it? I know it. ¿Qué tal, amigos?
So far, so good. Look over there.
Bueno, then we have many good signs to follow to the money.
Smart, they'll graze their horses and let them rest. They're about played out.
Ours too.
Now's the time for the showdown.
I'll circle around and cut him off. You keep him pinned down here. What do you say?
Good soldiering, Johnny. You're under arrest.
them with the money.
Hold it. Here comes Johnny. Smart play.
If they fall for it.
Keep him busy.
So they don't notice Johnny. Cover it. You are covered. Hold. Wait. Caramba! He did it!
Pick up the horse with the saddlebag. The stage just pulled in from the county seat, Johnny.
Oh, here's my deputy. Morning, Callahan. Howdy, Sheriff. Where's the prisoner? Holy smoke, a whole stage load. How come? Well, the situation sort of changed overnight.
The sheriff took care of that.
Not quite. If it hadn't been for you and El Toro,
Forget it.
all right, boys, let's go.
Querido, will you not say a good word to the judge for poor little Nita?
Okay, you've caused me so much trouble.
I was a bad girl. Muy mala.
Well, I'll speak to the judge.
What will you tell him?
I'll tell him how you fix my pocket.
Ready, Toro?
But of course, the Toro is always ready for more adventure.
And more senoritas.
Now they've got areas here where it shows you where everything was. This is the Silvertown area. And if you look, you see the rock croppings right there. And just amazing to think. If you look at this right here, you see the rock cropping coming up over that ridge. So they're looking at it from about this angle right here, where the kid's at. Incredible place. What's really amazing is that picture, as it shows, look at the size that this town was back when they shot this. Look how busy this town was. Now this rock right here is what we're going to look at. From this angle right here is that town. That's how busy that was. Isn't that amazing?
We've already talked about Ray Crash Corrigan on a couple other episodes of Draw.
And we will do another show about this legend of Hollywood soon.
But let's talk about Corriganville. When you're here, you can feel the spirits of old Hollywood. You can still kick up the dust and almost hear the sounds.
The sounds of the stagecoach, the horses, the cowboys, and the crowds.
You know, Ray Corrigan was under contract to MGM for 2 years. When that ended, he began to be hired by other studios, including Republic. He was working on a Republic picture, The Singing Vagabond, starring Gene Autry. The location of the film was the Iverson Movie Ranch.
He had some time off, so his friend came by to pick him up to go hunting.
And that friend, kid, was Clark Gable. The two of them got on horses and rode over the hill to look for a hunting ground. They rode over the mountain into the Santa Susana Pass. Now, the San Fernando Valley had been using this area as a dumping ground for the booming housing area.
But Ray saw past that and could see this was a perfect land for a new movie studio.
You know, Iverson was booked day and night. There was room for another one.
The ranch was a cattle ranch, owned by Jonathan R. Scott.
Ray met with him, and soon a deal to buy all 1,829 acres for $11,354 was struck. $1,000 down and $1,000 a month.
Ray began to clear the debris and begin construction on roads and sets right away.
He was paying for most of it by appearing in his custom gorilla costumes in several movies and shorts, but that kid, that's a whole nother story.
We can see just how big this was at one time. Just the size of it, pretty amazing.
From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald McKenzie and the cavalrymen he led. McKenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Texas country, 1873, wild and lawless. Peace had been established with some Indian tribes, but other Indians, brooding over old wrongs and goaded by evil white men, were still of the Stone Age. Barbaric savages who delighted in cruelty and wanton destruction. For 2 months, Colonel Ranald McKenzie and his raiders had tried desperately to catch a small, vicious band of Indian killers. But the Army was prohibited by law from entering any Indian reservation. Any bluecoat who did so was subject to heavy fine and imprisonment. In principle, a good law, designed to keep the military out of purely civilian matters. But it crippled McKenzie's efforts to do his job. For after each attack, the marauding Indians would vanish behind the protection of the reservation.
Huh?
Yes, Trooper.
Some immigrant wagons. I rode with them. The Indians attacked at Black Canyon. Killed everyone. They took wagons, horses.
Yes, son.
Kid. Do a thing like that to a nice kid like Bobby. Left just enough life in him to get him here.
Yes, Stanfield. That'd be their idea of a joke. To send us the news by our own dispatch rider.
Shall we go after him, sir?
No. No, they'll be back in the reservation by now, and Adam Beecher will enforce the law, keep us off the reservation. Organize a burial here. Then we'll find the settlers.
Yes, sir.
As for man, his days are grass. As a flower in the field, he flourisheth. The wind passeth over the place, and it is gone. And the place thereof shall know it no more. Mount! What's on your mind, Stanfield?
Nothing, sir. I was just wondering if we was ever going to be able to stop these killings.
We'll stop them. Not one way, then another. We'll be out on this patrol until tomorrow afternoon. Have a man ride by Los Rios. Tell Chief White Cloud that I'd like to meet him in my office tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want you to ride back and forth across that grave. I don't want a sign that it was ever there.
Welcome back, sir.
What's going on, Corporal?
Chief Whitecloud is waiting to see you. He's in your office.
Thanks. McKenzie is honored that his friend Chief Whitecloud accepted his invitation.
How can it be otherwise between friends?
However, Chief Whitecloud, the occasion is sad. Indians tortured and killed one of my men last night and wiped out 2 immigrant families. The braves were from the reservation. Men of your tribe, Chief.
You cannot be sure of that, Colonel.
Where else could they come from?
I tell you nothing. Whoever they were, it's no affair of mine. I'm a chief in name only. My tribesmen no longer heed my counsel. Even my own son. I no longer can talk with my own son.
Why not? Who could come between a chief and his son?
The matter is between us. I tell you nothing.
Paragraph. The 5 bodies were all unrecognizable. The scalps had been taken from all of them. No, strike that. The scalps had been taken from all but one of them. This latest outrage brings the number of murders in this territory to 33 in the last 3 months, all directly traceable to the Los Rios Indian Reservation. Adam Beecher, agent.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
There were 33 murders at the time of your last complaint. The total now would be 38.
Yeah, you're right. Have you gotten your notes there, the disposition of our last complaint?
I believe so. Just a moment.
Read it to me.
Yes, sir. Referred to Department Commander September 2nd. Referred to Division Commander September 5. Referral to War Department September 9th. War Department refers to Department of Interior September 12th. Referred to Indian Bureau September 17th. Reply from Bureau September 27th. Quote, Mr. Adam Beecher, agent of the Los Rios Reservation, advises us that he has thoroughly investigated your complaint and finds it completely unjustified. You ready to continue, sir?
Yeah, I suppose so. No. No. Take a note to Adam Beecher instead. Oh, and be sure the messenger is instructed not to enter the reservation. He must stop at the gates and hail someone.
Yes, sir.
All right, Adam Beecher, Los Rios Indian Reservation, so forth. My dear sir, before taking more drastic action, I request the honor of a meeting with you in my office at your earliest convenience. Your obedient servant, Ronald McKenzie, 4th Cavalry Commanding, and so forth. Get that off right away.
Yes, sir.
Brave Bear, son of Chief White Cloud, the leader of the renegade Indians. For a share of their loot, Agent Adam Beecher made the reservation a sanctuary for the criminal red men, using his high office for the lowest of purposes: graft, robbery, and murder.
So it is, Paint. And who do you make war on? Some unarmed traveler? A defenseless woman and her children?
Go your own way, old man, and let me go mine.
There is need for talk between us, Brave Bear. Take the time for it while there is still time, before the evil is too great to mend.
I cannot talk now. Perhaps tomorrow, some other day.
No, we have already delayed too long. If you do not talk now...
Brave Bear, I'm waiting for you. Well, how'd it go? Let's take a look at what we got. Ah, that's a nice little ring. Too bad we can't wear any of this stuff, huh, Brave Bear? Although we shouldn't kick none. So long as I can take all this stuff down to El Paso and get good money for it. What do you want, White Cloud? Me and your boy's pretty busy.
So I see. A message for you from Colonel McKenzie. A soldier brought it to the gate.
That's mighty nice of you. You shouldn't...
Ray hired A.S. Grinnell Company of Los Angeles to lay out new roads and clear paths. This led them to build access to Table Mountain, a large 15-area plateau, a perfect movie location with great angles for shooting, with no interference from modern distractions such as poles, wires, and roads.
In 1947, John Ford decided it was just right for a movie he was planning called Fort Apache.
Fort Apache, the classic with John Wayne.
This gave Ray another idea. He struck a deal with several studios. They could use the locations on the ranch for free or very little if they would build solid sets, then leave them standing.
You see, that's a great idea. They had free use of the completed sets for 1 year. Then it became property of the ranch. It was brilliant.
Now there is a real Hollywood thriller element to even the buying of the ranch.
That's right, kid. Ray had married a lovely little lady named Rita, and the two of them were on a promotional tour with movie star Eddie Dean. They were appearing all over the United States. The story goes that Rita had forgotten to send in the last payment on the ranch loan.
A lawyer had received the ranch as a debt payment from Jonathan Scott.
But the contract to Ray was in force on the sale. With the payment late, even by 1 day, the ranch could now be taken back by the lawyer. So he demanded $3,600 be received in 24 hours. Ray scrambled, called everyone he knew. The money was raised, and Ray and the movie star Eddie Dean had to drive from their promotional appearance in Kentucky to drive all the way to Los Angeles, money in hand to save the ranch.
They drove all night, arriving with just hours to spare.
You know, by the way, kid, the last $100 was kicked in by none other than Gene Autry himself.
Ray was going to build a studio.
But he also had some other ideas that would change not only movie studios, but begin a whole new industry in entertainment.
I don't exactly like being talked to that way, Colonel. If you got any more complaints, you put them in a letter and send them to Washington. They'll know what to do with them.
But they don't know what to do with you, do they, Mr. Beecher? Because they can't believe that anyone could be so despicable and still live.
I don't have to sit here and listen to no brass button pipsqueak.
Now, I'm warning you, Mr. Beecher. There better not be another one of those raids. Not another one, do you understand? Because if there is, I'll hang you for it.
Oh, you will, huh? How you gonna do it? You can't get no proof against me.
I'll get proof, depend on it. Now, please get out of here, Mr. Beecher. You make me sick. Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
I want rotating patrols set up. 5 men in each unit. And each unit ready to ride instantly at a moment's notice.
Yes, sir. If you'll permit me to say so, sir. You sure made that old skunk mad.
I intended to. Get those patrols ready, Sergeant. We're going to need one very soon.
Right away, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ray Bear, come in here.
Less than 3 hours after Adam Beecher had left McKenzie's office, the Indian Raiders struck again.
You all right? After him.
In a heartbreaking race, the Indian Raiders had beaten the patrol to the reservation gates. Once again, McKenzie was helpless.
Looks like you fellas been riding pretty hard. You going somewhere, or you just out for the exercise?
We want those Indians, Mr. Beecher. Those killers that just rode in this gate.
This gate? Why, ain't no Injuns come through here. I'd have seen them if they had.
Why, you stinking... Quiet. You couldn't have seen them, Mr. Beecher. You weren't here at the time.
Oh, that's where you're mistook, Colonel. Yes, sir, you sure are. That's a fact. Because I've been right here all afternoon.
We caught them in the act of raiding a settler's home. We followed them here. I shot one of them.
Oh, Injun might hurt himself any number of ways, Colonel. Ain't no way of proving you done it.
It was a shoulder wound. I'm sure I could pick him out.
Oh, you mean if I'd let you come in here and take a look around, huh? Oh, I don't think I could do that, Colonel. It's against the law, you know. And I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You stupid numbskull! This is all your fault. We'd have those Indians if you'd obeyed my orders.
Well, I didn't do it.
Don't you talk back to me. Take him back to the fort. Put him in the guardhouse. I'll prefer charges against him tomorrow.
Please, you can't mean it, sir. I got 20 years in the service.
You'll have 20 years more in prison before I get through with you, I guarantee it. Come on, let's go. Come in. Well, Sergeant, what have you got to say for yourself?
Nothing, sir. Except I'm sorry I've been so much trouble to you.
Should think you would be. You're facing some pretty serious charges. Disobedience, refusal to obey an order. Why, I could hang you for that. Do you realize it?
I'm afraid I do, sir.
Well, then act afraid, will you? You did a pretty good job of fooling Mr. Beecher this afternoon. Now I want you to do an even better job.
You mean... Yes, sir.
All right. You all set to escape from that guardhouse?
Escape? The sooner the better, sir. I don't like being in that place even on a make-believe charge.
All right. You'll be out within an hour. Just as soon as I can make some necessary arrangements.
Yes, sir.
Now, the guards will let you escape. The sentry will let you slip through the gate. There'll be a horse tied outside. I want you to get on that horse and make for that Indian reservation just as fast as he can carry you. Don't stop when you get to the gate.
I understand, sir.
You won't be able to stop anyway because there'll be a band of troopers chasing you. Now, you're a very much wanted man. You need money to make good your escape. Beecher represents your only chance of getting any money. So, you're to peddle a story to him. That there've been so many raids on convoys in this territory lately that McKenzie is shipping in some valuable merchandise. 3 civilians will be carrying it. You think you can make him believe that?
I'm sure I can, sir. Just let me try.
All right, I will, Stanfield. Come here. Come here. You know where Dancing Rock is?
Yes, sir.
Just below it, there's a dry gulch. That's where the 3 civilians will be camped. It's a logical place. But I've chosen it for another reason. It's a cul-de-sac. I want those Indians alive, every one of them. And that dry gulch is the one place where I'm sure I can do it.
Yes, sir.
How's that for easy pickings? $10,000–$15,000 worth of first-class trade goods, and all you gotta do is grab it.
Sounds good. But so did that settler's cabin you told us about.
Oh, now why bring that up? You don't think I tried to get you caught?
Why would I think that? Why would you want to get us caught?
Oh, now looky, Brave Bear. This stuff's just sitting there. All that stuff is sitting there waiting to be took. All that good merchandise. I got it straight from that runaway soldier.
This soldier, with McKenzie after him, why did he leave here?
Well, he had to. If he'd have stuck around here, McKenzie would have got a court order out for him.
He could be working with McKenzie, laying a trap for us.
What do you take me for? You think I ain't got no sense? Don't you think I'd know if it was a trap? What's the matter with you, youngster? Has your old man been riding you again? You just send him to me. And I'll straighten him out fat.
You will not hurt my father.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I mean, I'll just explain it to him, you know, like I did to you. Show him how what you're doing is helping his own people. It's the truth, Brave Bear. If you go on working like you are, these white settlers are going to have to pull up stakes and clear out.
I would like to believe that.
But, well, you have to believe it. It's the only thing that makes sense. Now, what do you say? You're not gonna pass up a juicy job like this, are you?
I cannot be sure.
Brave Bear, drop your weapons, all of you. Drop them, I said. Troopers! All right, bring them out.
It was my father who told you. He must have.
A father speak against his own son? You know better than that, Brave Bear.
But you knew who I was. You could not see in the darkness, yet you called me by name.
Perhaps I can see in the dark. Or perhaps it was a good guess. After all, who but a chief's son?
No. No, you lie.
Suppose a certain person felt you were getting yourself into a mess and were going to drag him in with you. He'd want you dead, wouldn't he? And suppose that he could get a message to me in such a way that I wouldn't know who he was.
You tried to trick me. He would not...
All right. All right, Brave Bear, you have it your way. If you want to hang and see all your friends hung while the man who sent you to the gallows goes free... All secure in there?
All secure, Colonel.
All right. Signal the men down from the cliffs.
Right away, sir.
Let him go. He's doing exactly what I want him to.
McKenzie's secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Do whatever you think is necessary to bring peace to the area. On the night of June 5th, 1873, McKenzie obeyed his orders and broke all law and precedent. He entered the Indian reservation at Los Rios.
What are you doing here? I didn't expect you for a long time yet.
I know what you expected. That I would be killed.
Well, what kind of talk is that? Oh, now, wait a minute. What's the matter with you? Look, I'm your friend. Haven't I planned all your jobs for you? Haven't I covered up for you?
Go on, Beecher. And when you can no longer use me, what do you do then? You sent me into a trap. I'm going to hang. But before I do...
You hang, Brave Bear, he'll hang with you. He's admitted more than enough. The gun you stole from me is empty, Brave Bear. Might as well give it to me. Your father will pass judgment on you, Brave Bear.
Colonel? You all right, McKenzie? Sure hope it didn't hurt you. Kind of lost my head for a minute. But I sure didn't mean to hurt you none. You hear that, McKenzie? I done throwed my gun away. Me, I know when I'm licked. I ain't got a speck of fight left in me. I'm going to give myself up. I'm going to take my punishment. Say something, McKenzie. Make a noise of some kind, so I know you're all right.
drop that gun, Mr. Beecher? All right. Let's go. You've got a date with a hangman.
Let's talk this over. I got lots of money. I can stack enough money up, but you can't even see over it.
Mr. Beecher.
Yeah, well?
You've never lived like a man. It's too late to do anything about that. Let's see if you can die like one.
With the passing of Adam Beecher, the Indians of Los Rios Reservation lived in peace with the white man. But the wild, lawless area continued to exist. Against it, one dedicated man, Colonel Ranald McKenzie.
Oh, Sergeant. You know, when that detail rode in from Dancing Rock last night, they were a pretty slack-looking outfit. Dusty gear, sloppy uniforms, unsoldierly bearing. Some of them were even smiling. I want them sharpened up, you understand?
Yes, sir. I'll see they smarten up.
You do that. And just to make sure they remember, give them 2 hours of close order drill.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
When they finish that drill...
Yes, sir.
Give them the rest of the week off.
Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making.
Kid, can you imagine? Look, the studio was right over there. You had all the equipment because Ray Corrigan thought ahead. He actually said, you know what? They come here and they rent this stuff. They have to drag all their equipment out of the studios in Los Angeles. He said, why don't we start renting them our equipment? So he put a sound stage down there and he filled it up with dollies and cameras and lights and everything they needed. So once they got here, they put their costumes on and look behind us, kid. You grab your stuff and you can just move from down there to right up. Like this. You just move to right here, kid. You could put a man over there. You could put a bad guy up there on the ridge. And you could have a shootout. This far away from where your studio is. Look at that great background. You could pan your cameras over there and have a different angle. Pan your cameras over here and you got a fort. Amazing place, Corriganville Movie Ranch. Amazing place.
Here's adventure. Here's romance. Here's O. Henry's favorite Robin Hood of the Old West, the Cisco Kid.
Step right up, folks. Step right up. Professor Rourke will open the festivities with a demonstration on knife throwing that has made him renowned throughout the world. Professor, proceed. Now, folks, I want you to gaze upon the marvel of the century. It peels potatoes, shreds cabbage, dices carrots. Why, it'll do everything but grow hair. You can purchase the little marvel for the small sum of $1. Just think of it, only $1. But that's not all. To each and every purchaser of this little marvel, I will give, without cost, this priceless masterpiece. A book dealing with the hidden secrets of the age-old mysteries of hypnotism. With this book, anyone can learn to become a hypnotist. And to prove it, I will offer a demonstration. Now, would any of you gentlemen care to volunteer?
I will, senorita.
Oh, thank you, sir. Now, will you please remove your hat?
Yeah.
Now, look me right in the eyes.
Oh, no. I can't took it.
Oh, but you must look me in the eyes.
Well, I will if you don't tell Cisco.
Now, I want you to keep your eyes on this little locket. Your eyes are growing heavy. Very heavy. You can hardly keep them open. Now you are sleeping. Fast asleep. Now I want you to walk to the board. Walk. 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 Stop. Turn around. Lay your head back against the board. You're sound asleep. Wake up.
Hey, who tried to kill me, huh?
No one, my friend. Did you enjoy your sleep?
Sleep? Oh, you little devil, you hypnotized me, don't you?
That's right. There you are, folks. It's just simple as falling off a log. Now who'll be the first to buy one of these amazing books?
I will, senorita.
Thank you, sir. Now who's next?
What about the back scratcher?
A back scratcher?
Yeah.
Oh! Step right up, folks, and get your book. Just think of it, folks. All this for only $1. 10 dimes, 20 nickels.
It don't work.
Here you are, sir. Thank you. Now who's next?
I'll take one, lady. I said I'd take one, lady.
Oh. Say, who's that girl across the street?
Well, that's Sue Prentice. She's a foreigner here.
Foreigner?
Yeah, she married Bill Prentice a couple of months ago when he took a herd of cattle back east.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Very interesting. Well, Bill, did you get the loan?
No, I didn't.
Your father blocked it, I suppose. I might have expected it. The richest man in the whole valley, and the meanest when it comes to his own son and his daughter-in-law.
Sue!
Well, how do you expect me to buy nice things when all the money he gives you is a miserable monthly salary?
Well, don't forget all the other things he does for us.
Well, it wouldn't hurt him to part with a few extra dollars. After all, Bill...
That's enough, Sue. Get in.
I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to be so harsh, but I do so want you to be proud of me. I love you, Bill.
I know you do, Sue, and I'm going to make it up to you as soon as Dad decides to loosen those purse strings. Yeah.
Both this part right here may not recognize it at first, but this is a very famous movie location. When John Ford was filming Ford Apache, they built a trading post right here. And there's a great picture of Gene Autry sitting on his horse. Trading post right there, but that set was used for numerous movies and TV shows. Come take a look. See, Gene Autry was sitting about right here. You look at this photograph on the trail. Take a look at this. If you look at the photo closely, you can see that peak right there. And then you see that rock right there. So if you look at those two peaks, Gene Autry's head's about right in the middle of them in that shot. There's the one peak, and there's the rock. There's the one peak, and there's the rock. So that would have put the building about right here. About right there would have put the building.
Stand in front of the looking glass and you look yourself on top of the eyes. Hocus pocus, diamond hocus. You are a parrot. You are a parrot. Tommy. Hey, shut up. I'll hypnotize you too. Hocus pocus, diamond hocus. Oh, Pancho. Pancho, where are you? I've been looking all over the town for you, Pancho. Why don't you answer when I call you? Hey, Pancho, what's the matter with you? Guys, Tommy. I say, Cisco, why are you slapping me? Where did you get this, Pancho? Oh, Senorita was selling them, and 1 minute I'm practicing in the looking glass, and the next minute you are slapping me with a book. You hypnotized yourself. Did I? Oh, I did. Pancho, hypnotism is nothing to laugh about. It can be very serious. A book like this can do a lot of harm.
And when you have done as instructed, you will remember nothing about this. Nothing. I repeat, you will remember nothing about this. Your memory will revert to before our talk.
Good morning, Mr. Prentice. Morning, Tom. Bill, what's the matter? What are you doing? I came in to get you. I'm going to kill you. Oh, Bill, what's come over you? You're out of your mind. You can't do this to me. I'm your father. Bill, my boy, what's come over you? I've got to kill you. I've got to kill you. Pancho, get some water. I think we'd better take him home, sir. I'll get my rig.
And your own father. Oh, Bill, whatever possessed you to do such a thing?
I don't know, Sue. I don't know. Well, I'd give my life for you, Dad. You know that.
I know, son, I know. Now take it easy. Nobody was hurt, and that's all that matters.
Don't you think, dear, that you'd better see the doctor?
You think I'm losing my mind?
Now you know better than that, son. She doesn't mean any such thing. None of us do. But it might be wise.
All right, Dad. Anything you say. You know, I don't know, the same thing one time happened to my Uncle Tito, only it was different. He was coming home from a barbecue, and he go to sleep alongside of the road, and when he wake up, he didn't got no memories, and he didn't got no money, neither. Come on, Pancho. I think we better go. Goodbye, Mr. Prentice. We'll see you in town. What do you think happened to him, Cisco?
I think he was hypnotized, Pancho. He had the same glazed look in his eye as you did.
Who you think do it, Cisco? And why you think they want to kill his papa?
I don't know. But we're going to have a talk with Madame Lil. She's the only hypnotist around these parts. Come on.
Who are you? And what do you mean by coming in here without knocking?
That's no way to treat an old friend, Blanche.
My name isn't Blanche, and I'm not an old friend. Now get out of here.
My, but you have a short memory. Or maybe that comes from marrying rich.
Get out of here or I'll have you thrown out.
Just try it, dearie. And your sweet loving husband will find out that his innocent wife is none other than Blanche Modell, con gal and sideshow hypnotist. Now sit down, Blanche, and let's talk about old times.
I've nothing to talk to you about. You and this mud, get out of...
Jerry doesn't like being given the brush off by an old friend.
All right. How much do you want to keep your mouth shut?
My dear Blanche, are you trying to bribe me? Goodness.
Can the chatter and get to the point. How much?
Well, being we're old friends, shall we say about 10,000.
10,000? You're crazy. Why, I don't have anywhere near that kind of money.
Then get it, dearie. Unless you want your husband to know that you hypnotized him into trying to kill his father.
That's a lie.
Is it? I've done some checking up on you, Bright Eyes. You married Bill hoping to take him, but his dad got in your hair. So you cooked up the bright idea of getting rid of both of them at once and taking the whole jackpot.
You'll have a hard time proving that, you trollop.
Call me that name again and I'll drive this right down your throat. There I go. Losing my temper again. I'll be waiting for you at the Boyle Crossroads. Don't forget, 3 o'clock. $10,000.
All right. You win. You meet me alone. I'm not going to take any chances on him knifing me.
I'll be alone, dearie.
Folks, here's some true movie magic. This is the cave entrance. It's a clever fake. The right side of it built up with plaster and cement. We see in this photo the cave entrance. You see Bob Steele, Hoot Gibson, and Ken Maynard. Now see where they're at right there in that cave entrance? Here's what it really actually looks like. It was built right between those two rocks. Isn't that amazing? That's movie magic. You know, I love this. I have seen this in a lot of different movies. This is a very famous fake cave. One of the wooden planks came up from here and they used this, real rock. A plank came over the top. Down here, right about right there. They built this up with plaster and rock to make it look good, where this tree's at. Right here was one of the most famous cave openings in movie history. They would just walk in, disappear right on the side. And whenever they needed a cave in, they would just dump a lot of dust and soot and fake rocks into the back. So they would just, like the whole cave would disappear. I love it. It's just amazing.
Business and went away from here.
But we'll have to find Madame Lil.
All day long we look for her. When she's here, we're there. When she's there, we're here. She's kind of getting tired of this. Let's went, huh?
Well, the man that works for her said she rode out this way.
I was just about to leave. Did you bring the money?
Yes, I'm ready to pay off. Here's payment in full.
Somebody's shooting, Cisco. This way, Pancho.
If this is your idea of a joke, I don't like it.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Prentice. I thought you were the man I was chasing.
Do I look like a man?
Of course not. I must be getting blind.
Well, never mind. I didn't hurt anything except my dignity. Who was the man you were chasing?
I don't know, but you shot a woman at the crossroads.
Oh, how terrible. Do I know her?
I don't think so. She calls herself Madame Lil. She owns a traveling wagon show.
Well, what was it, a robbery?
I suppose so. Out for a ride?
Yes, that's the only kind of exercise I enjoy. What's the matter?
The man I was chasing rode a horse just like yours.
Well, then I must be that man.
What are you doing here? Don't you ever talk?
Lil was a pretty good friend of mine.
Was?
She's dead.
Dead?
Cisco and Pancho just brought her into town, shot through the heart.
Terrible. Who could have done it? But of course, it must have been Cisco and Pancho. They saw me give Lil the 10,000 and...
You're lying, Sue.
Don't, Jerry.
You killed her.
Don't, Jerry. Wait, please, wait. Kill me and what'll you get? The rope. But string along with me, Jerry, and I'll make it worth your while.
Keep talking.
I'll cut you in for a slice of the Prentice bankroll.
How much?
20. 20,000.
50.
All right, Jerry. 50,000 it is.
And no tricks.
Wait, Jerry. That's Cisco. I think he suspects me. He and his friend, they...
Don't worry about them. I'll take care of them. And Sue.
Hey, Cisco, what does the storekeeper say about those clothes? I was right, Pancho. These clothes were bought last month by Mrs. Prentice.
Oh, then maybe she did kill that little woman, huh? But why?
I don't know. Say, maybe that knife thrower that works for her in her show knows about it. I'll see if I can find him.
I'll go with you, Cisco, eh?
Hey, Cisco, I'm tired. When are you going to find that fella with the knives? Don't worry, Pancho. We'll find him. Let's keep looking.
Oh, looking all day long.
Cover me in case something goes wrong. Pancho, looks like the knife thrower found us first.
If we don't get out of here pretty soon, the Undertaker will get us next.
See if the door is open.
You better see if the door's open.
For a professional knife thrower, that fellow is not so good, Pancho.
Cisco, he's getting closer and closer.
Hey, what are you worried about? He hasn't hit you yet.
Cisco, this ain't no time for jokes, not even good ones.
I wasn't joking, Pancho.
How are we going to get out of this picklement?
Simple. We'll just pick one by one.
Oh, just like that, huh?
Just like that. Here, reload. See how hard you can make it for them.
Here I go, Cisco. Good boy, Cisco.
Reload, Pancho. We'll smoke out that one.
Ready, Cisco. We'll get that thing that went with the knives, eh?
Yes, Pancho. And with his own knives.
What do you mean?
You'll see. Now, you see those two rattan bands around that water barrel?
Eh?
Shoot the top one, and I'll take the bottom.
Bueno.
Ready?
Listo.
Up with your hands. Go on, get them up. Up out of here, up out of here. Cisco, what's going on here? Well, Mr. Prentice, this... Pancho will tell you. I've got something else to do.
Yeah, it was this way. This man here, he was shooting the knife, and Cisco was throwing the gun, and...
Mrs. Prentice.
Cisco, you frightened me.
You frighten very easily, don't you? Is this why you're running here?
Well, I don't exactly relish being hit by a bullet.
What about a knife?
I'm afraid I don't understand you, Cisco.
You don't, eh? That's why you hired some men to kill Pancho and me?
I? Oh, please, Cisco, don't say such a thing even in jest.
I never jest when it comes to murder, Mrs. Prentice. You're the one that shot Madame Lil.
Yes, Cisco. I did it.
Why?
Well, because she knew too much.
She knew that you hypnotized Bill and asked him to kill his father?
Yes, Cisco.
And you wanted the inheritance money?
Yes, Cisco.
You hired people to kill Pancho and me?
Yes, Cisco. I'll tell you all about it. But first, you must rest. You're tired and sleepy.
Sleepy?
Yes, very sleepy. Look at me. You are very sleepy. Sleepy. And now, you are fast asleep. You poor fool. And now I'll put you to sleep permanently.
Oh, it isn't loaded. I forgot to tell you that.
You weren't hypnotized? You were faking.
Yes, Mrs. Prentice. You know you can't hypnotize anybody if they refuse to.
It's your word against mine. No one will believe you.
I believe you, Cisco.
Abracadabra, miraconam. System bellum, abracadabra. The witches brew, the parrots stew.
He's at it again, please. Don't let him eat me. He's a cannibal.
Who, me? A cannibal? Shut up. Can't you see I'm reading?
Wonderful. I didn't know you could. What's the name of the book?
Tell him, Pancho. Shall I tell him? Why not? The book is about one of those fellas they call a magician. The kind of a fella that pull a hat out of a rabbit. Yeah, what's so funny about that?
Here's a trick I'd like to see you try. Lay an egg.
You win, pick up the marble.